Just to be clear, we are not talking about taxidermy. The only kind of stuffed animals I like are teddy bears. Let's talk about taxonomy. What's up, fellow plant enthusiasts? My name is Dylan Bain, and today we're going to be talking about plant taxonomy. It sounds fancy, but it's really just another word for family tree. We actually call it Linnaean taxonomy sometimes because the guy that came up with it was named Carl Linnaeus. Back in the 1700s, he came up with the idea that all of life could be grouped based on similar characteristics, and it's actually still the system we use today. It's been updated a little bit and modified because we're able to look at DNA. So a good example of this would be Sansevieria, the snake plants, were recently, well, it's been a couple of years, reclassified as Dracaena because when we looked at them, we realized that Sansevieria couldn't be on its own. It was the same as Dracaena. So I know that some people weren't happy about that, but the other thing is, if you go online, let's say Wikipedia, and you look at names and taxonomy and things, it's going to seem a lot more complicated, and they use a lot of extra terms. We're not going to do that. We're just going to go back to 9th grade biology and keep this as simple as possible. That being said, there are 7 levels of taxonomy, and I'm going to list those right here. They go from biggest to smallest, and the first one is kingdom. We've probably heard of this one before, the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom, that kind of thing. There are 5 or 6 kingdoms depending on who you ask because scientists don't always agree with each other. Kingdom Animalia, Kingdom Plantae, Kingdom Fungi, Kingdom Protista, and then the bacteria kingdom is the one that's sometimes split into 2. Obviously, we're just going to be talking about the plant kingdom. The next level down is phylum. When we're talking about plants specifically, you'll sometimes see this called division. I'm just going to call it phylum for consistency. The plant kingdom currently has about 10 phyla. That's the plural for phylum. The only one we're going to be talking about is Magnoliophyta, because Magnoliophyta is the flowering plants. And I think every one that I have back here, pretty much every houseplant except for 3 are flowering plants. The 3 exceptions are ferns. They don't flower. The Norfolk Island pine, it does not flower. And the sago palm, which is not a palm, it doesn't flower. It's a cycad, something completely different. So Magnoliophyta, that is the flowering plants. The next step down is called class. We don't really need to worry about this, but just know that Magnoliophyta has 2 classes. The next step down from that is order. This is another one we don't really need to worry about just because scientists can't really agree on some things with it. The next step down from that is family. This one, it doesn't hurt to know family just because it will tell you kind of how several groups of houseplants fit together. I'll give a good example here in a minute of a specific plant. The next step down is genus. This is the most important one. As I said in another video, we already call a lot of our houseplants by the genus name. Philodendron, Calathea, gosh, there's so many. Peperomia, Dieffenbachia, Dracaena, just the list goes on. So yes, if you know nothing else from this video, try to know the genus name of your houseplant. And then the last level, the most specific one, is species. This just tells you what specific kind of plant within the genus it is. For example, Ficus is a genus name and Elastica is the species name. So Ficus elastica, Ficus benjamina, Ficus literata, Ficus triangularis. It's just different types of ficus within that group. So to give you an example of a specific plant going down all the steps, we're going to talk about pothos. That's the common name, obviously. Kingdom Plantae or Plantae, Magnoliophyta, The class would be Liliopsida. The order is Elismatales. They're just such a mouthful. The family is Araceae. Now this is what I wanted to say about families. Araceae has several groups of houseplants that we know of, so it kind of tells us what they have in common. Alocasia, Dieffenbachia, Syngonium, Aglionema, Philodendron are the ones I have written down. Those are all in the Araceae family. They're also called the aroids. A lot of aroids are epiphytic, meaning they grow on another plant, but they aren't parasitic. And another big thing about the aroids is that they have a flower, which we'll do a video on flowers eventually, but they have a flower called a spadix. I don't have anything that's flowering right now, but if you think of a peace lily, how it has that, like that corn cob looking thing and the little thing that covers it, the leaf that covers it is called a spathe, but the flower itself is called a spadix. All of those plants have a spadix. So if you've ever seen a Dieffenbachia flower, it also has the spadix. Yes, so Araceae, and then the genus name would be Epiprimnum, because we're talking about pothos, and then the bottom one would be Aureum, if we're talking about a golden pothos. I've listed all of that so you can kind of see the words and hopefully associate with them a little bit. I want to say that is all I had about plant names. Well, no, not plant names, taxonomy. Well, if I have anything else, I'm sure I'll bring it up in another video. But I hope that wasn't too complicated. I know I went kind of fast. Feel free to replay the video and do your own research. I mean, if anything about this interests you, please go absorb knowledge. Knowledge is such a good thing to have. Let me know if you guys have any specific videos you'd like to see. I have a whole list that I'm working on, so I'm sure that some of your videos will be on my list already. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. I love interacting with you guys. I will try to get back to your comments as quickly as I can. And yeah, until the next video, I hope you guys have a good week. Thank you.